Hello and welcome, and I guess good afternoon, YouTube. How are we doing? My name is Sefik Santi, Sefik Empowerment Coaching here. As I always say, I'm a coach and author and a speaker, but I also am, crucially, as I always say, the survivor of 2 suicide attempts. 4 weeks ago, I set upon a challenge to carry out Dr. Emoto's rice experiment to see whether if you hurl abuse at something, if you throw love at something, and if you leave something well alone, what difference might occur in the very makeup of the rice. Why? Because if you look back at my previous videos, as I said, we are made up of 72% water as human beings. We all know the image of the watermelon that's been fired at by a bullet and exploding. Our muscles hold 76% water. Our brains are something like 60, 68, 69% water. Our bones are over 50% water. And when you cook rice, when it boils, it holds a lot of water. And it's been proven that water has memory. Just go on YouTube, just Google how water can be affected by the environment it finds itself in. So just like water, we are made up largely of water. So what happens if we find ourselves in stressful situations or environments that are negative or detrimental to us? What might actually happen to us? And just touching on my 2 attempts in my life in 2006 and 2016, and when I saw out the actions to take my life, and thankfully for some reason up there, obviously they failed. I know what it's like to reach such lows. I know what it's like to feel overwhelmed. I know what it's like to feel ashamed, embarrassed, confused, to try and break through the fog that's surrounding you and yet you can't find that path out. I know what it's like to literally just want to press pause and play catch up, but you can't. I know what it's like to want to end the pain, and the only way you feel you can do it is by taking that ultimate sacrifice, but you don't necessarily want to leave this place, but you just want to end the pain. I know what it's like to be disregarded. I know what it's like to feel alone. But what I also know is what made a massive difference in my life to be the person that I am now, a coach, an author, and a speaker. I also know what I did day to day that got me away from prescription drugs, got me away from psychiatry, got me away from the medication, got me away and working independently away from the groups, the counselling and the therapy sessions that I had. But I also knew or understood what was the triggers for my low mood, my depression, my suicidal tendencies. And that was the environment that I found myself in. So by using the rice experiment and by using the rice itself, I wanted to show people how the environment that you find yourself in and the language that you use, or the language that's been hurled at you, or the stressful situation that you're in, can have a very adverse effect on yourself, on your cellular structure, on your molecular structure, on your physical structure. Our bodies are 76% constituted of water. We all know the image of the watermelon exploding with a bullet. Our muscles hold 74% water. Our bones are 58% water. Our brain is 66% water. So we are constituted, or we are made up of a lot of water. So are we able to hold onto that water and it be detrimental for us? Now, something that I know and I understand that a lot of people that come my way are ill, are damaged, are vulnerable, are susceptible to the environments that they find themselves in. So will this rice show you, the YouTube public, what happens if you hurl 2 minutes each day for 4 weeks, love, abuse, and leave well alone? And that's all I've done. For 2 minutes every day, I've taken the rice out this what is it? It's a vanilla ice cream tub in an airtight container, held it up there and said words for 2 minutes, and then placed it back and left it well alone. And that's just 2 minutes a day. Has there been an adverse effect on the rice? Imagine what it's like if you find yourself in that environment 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year. How it can have an adverse effect on yourself and your makeup. So I'm going to take the rice out and we're going to see. Okay. So this is the alone one. This is the hate one. And this is the one that I've used love and showed words at. So let's have a look-see. Now, I'm just going to press pause for a second and get the camera pointing down so you can see the unveiling. Okay, so the one that I've shown love and affection to, I'm going to uncork. Right, it smells rank. There's your rice in there. I'm going to take the labels off, hence the scissors, so we can see around it. This is the first time I've unveiled it, so it's all new to me as it is to you, but I have seen changes in the rice when I've held it up. So I'm just taking this off. Okay, so as you can see, other than it smelling rank, the colour is consistent. It's just white rice. Okay, that's the one that I've shown love to. Use positive words. You're amazing, you're fantastic, you're brilliant, you're successful, you're kind, you're loved, you're energized. Those sort of words for 2 minutes every day. Let's go to the one alone that I've literally just left well alone. Okay, popping it up. Well, it smells rank, but it's nice and clean. There certainly doesn't seem to be anything nasty in there. There's the base. Yeah, there's nothing there. That's just like that. Let's take the label off. This is all being revealed for the first time. Okay, so scissors. Perfect. Being left well alone. Maybe our household is a calm, loving place. This is the one that says hate. Pop. Yeah, smelling it again, it's a consistent smell. It smells nasty. Let's just put that lid on. Let's take this off and take the back off. Let's see what we have here. Don't you just love the anticipation? Okay. Well, I can definitely see changes in the rice. Okay, let's hope we get this on camera. So, can you see? Is that going to focus? We've got red stuff. There's a cat meowing over there. There's a load of brown. Under there. Some greeny manky. Another bit there. So I would say that is a resounding success. That again was the last one that I took off. That said hate. Well, I'm pleased about that. I'm pleased about that. Let's get this out of the way. Let's bring that camera up a little bit. Okay, so you've seen the results. The one that I left well alone stayed the same. The one that I used positive words stayed the same, was undamaged. But the one that this one? Yeah, the one that I hurled abuse at was starting to show detrimental effects to the words and energy that I was throwing. Now you might say, oh, well, what's all that about? But bear in mind, that was only 2 minutes a day. I would say, you're useless, you're failing, you're pathetic, you're nasty, you're horrible. Just 2 minutes a day had that much of effect on something that had a structure, a cellular or molecular structure constituted of a large proportion of water, like our cells. So that would say to me, be careful how you speak, be careful how you talk, be careful what environment you find yourself in, be careful about what energies and emotions and life events that you hang on to, that you store in here and here on an emotional level that you know are undermining or corrupting everything you want to do, because we will hang on to those negative times in our life and just won't be able to let go. And we know it does us no good, but we just almost find comfort in reliving it. But if we're reliving that pain all the time and they're hanging on to that energy, then look what's going to happen to the rice. Look what's happening to us. I know on a personal level, people that have been so heartbroken and distraught with the loss of loved ones that they've made themselves ill, and it's been a breeding ground for nasty things such as the dreaded C. We're not talking about the current epidemic that's going on. We're talking about the dreaded C. And I know that for a fact, that grief and burden and all the things that individuals have gone through have led to that illness. So just to wrap up, I'm glad that's proved. I'm glad that's happened. I'm glad that has shown everybody what an adverse effect it has on how you talk and how you see yourself. I'm also glad that it's proven that people who say they can't create a habit, they can't create a trend, a change, that was just 2 minutes every day. So in total, that's 4 minutes a day where I've got up and I thought, I've got to speak to the rice. It's a running joke in the household. Shafik's got to speak to the rice. Where are you going, Sefik? Going to speak to the rice. So if I've had that much of an effect positively and negatively in 2 minutes, imagine what sort of effect you can have in your life if you carry that pain, if you carry that anger around. But also, on a positive note, and this is what it's about, positivity, imagine what an effect on a positive level and outcomes in your life you can have if you start to ring the bell of, I'm great, I'm fantastic, I love my life. Whatever you might find your life to be at this present moment in time, you can have a positive effect to reverse, is that the pain one? Yeah, to reverse the detrimental side of negative words and create the loved one a clean, pure, undamaged self. And that's the power that you have. And that's the power you have. Now, I haven't got a microscope. This isn't, some clinically clean lab. But what this is are 3 brand new vacuum sealed containers, boiled rice in there for 4 weeks, and me dedicating 4 minutes every day over the last 4 weeks to this and updating you. So I hope this makes sense. I hope this gives you food for thought. Be mindful how you think. Be mindful how you speak. And if you do find yourself, and if you are able to move yourself away from those toxic environments and toxic conversations, then do that. And if you can't remove yourself away from those toxic environments and toxic situations, then do your utmost best to come out of it and try and cleanse yourself. Try and counter it by walking out into the fresh air and say, I'm amazing, I'm great, I'm fantastic, I'm amazing, I'm great, I'm fantastic. I see myself in the best possible place. These words have no effect over me. And do your best to counter that. How about that for success? A successful story shown in rice. Be mindful how you speak, be mindful how you talk. So if you like that, if you fancy any more products, if you fancy any more takes or conversations based on what I do, please drop a comment in there. As I always say, please like, please subscribe, please share my content, and please get the conversation started. Mental health is prevalent. And what I do day to day, I break down the stigmas and taboos associated with poor mental health. We all have mental health, good and bad, don't we? But we tend to be fearful about talking about poor mental health. And this is one thing that shows how detrimental the environments we find ourselves in can have an adverse effect on us and our makeup. So hit that bell icon, hit that notification. If you like more than what you see, please subscribe. If you want to know more about me, hit a comment. Let's get this conversation going. Most importantly, have the most amazing day. Thanks for love and support. Keep positive. As I always say, you've got to believe to succeed. There's no shame. And if you fancy a copy of a fantastic book, There's No Shame, go to info@shafiqempowermentcoaching.co.uk or visit www.shafiqempowermentcoaching.co.uk. Have the most amazing day. #, just call me chef. Cheers. Bye.